Hello again, guys, and welcome to the Stay Happy podcast, brought to you by JFR Productions. I'm your vlogging bestie, now in podcast form, and this is your safe space for real talk, feel-good chats, and honest moments you won't always find on camera. Whether it's life behind the lens, little joys that get us through, or the things we don't usually say out loud, we're talking about it here. So, get comfy, and let's get into it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Stay Happy podcast. If this is your first time here, welcome. You've found a safe space where we talk about healing, honesty, joy, and sometimes the hard stuff too. If you've been riding along for a while now, thank you. Your support means everything. Every share, every message, every moment you've tuned in, it's seen. It's felt, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Today's episode is one that's been brewing inside me for a while. It's about truth. Your truth, my truth. The kind of truth that doesn't always sit comfortably with people, and the strange reactions we get when we dare to speak it. This episode is called, If the Truth Makes You Uncomfortable, You Should Have Thought About It First. It's a bold title, I know, and it's meant to be, because I think it's time we start talking about why our honesty tends to make people feel uncomfortable and why their discomfort is not a reason for us to go silent. Let's start with this. Why is it that sharing our truth, even with people we can trust, can sometimes feel terrifying? It's because speaking your truth means being seen. Not the polished version of you, not the filtered highlight reel, but the real you. And let's be honest, being truly seen is risky. What if they judge me? What if they misunderstand me? What if they say I'm too sensitive, or too dramatic, or just plain wrong? I've had it my entire life, and I know so many of you guys have as well. It's a fear so many of us carry. I carry it most days, and sometimes it's not just strangers. It's the people closest to us who make us feel the most exposed. So we stay quiet, we shrink, we package our pain into something that just doesn't exist at all. But here's the thing, silence doesn't heal you, it hides you. And at some point, that hiding becomes too heavy. Now let's talk about that for a moment. The moment you finally speak, the words come out, your voice maybe shakes a little. You know that, guys? Your heart's racing, but you do it anyway. You say, this happened to me, or I'm struggling with this, or I'm still carrying pain from something others have already long forgotten. And then comes the response. Sometimes it's beautiful, it's supportive, grounded, but other times you're met with discomfort, defensiveness, sarcasm or silence. These are just some of the things I've heard, and maybe you guys have heard them too. You're still going on about that. You need to let it go. You just want attention. Not everything's about you. It hurts, doesn't it? And not just because the comment itself stings, but because deep down you wonder if they're right. Maybe I am being dramatic. Maybe I should be over it by now. Maybe I am the problem. But I'm here to remind you, you're not the problem. You're the truth teller in a room full of people still pretending. Hello, Nala. Nala's just come to see us. But we're going to go deeper now, guys. Why do some people react like that? Why does honesty make them squirm? It's because truth is disruptive. When you speak about your pain, your trauma, your truth, it shines a light on something someone else might not be ready to look at. Sometimes it's guilt, sometimes it's shame, sometimes it's the fact that they were there and said nothing at the time. I've had that so many times. Sometimes it's because they're the ones who caused the harm in the first place. And so instead of facing that, they throw the spotlight back onto you. They label you as the problem, so they don't have to deal with their own reflection in your story. But guess what? Your healing isn't a threat. Your vulnerability isn't an attack. Your story isn't up for approval. Let me pause and say something really important here. Sharing your truth is not about revenge. It's not about calling people out. It's not about dragging people through the mud or playing the victim. It's about release. You are allowed to tell your story without needing permission from the people who hurt you. You are allowed to process your past out loud, especially if it helps you move forward. You are allowed to name what happened without carrying the guilt for how someone else receives it. And if the truth makes someone feel uncomfortable, maybe they should have thought about that before they gave you a reason to speak it in the first place. Let's talk about the damage those offhand remarks can do. Because for some of us, one single dismissive comment can send us spiralling back into that silence. You might think, what's the point? No one gets it. Or worse, I guess I really am too much. But let me say this as clearly as I can. You are not too much. You are not being dramatic. You are not the villain in your story for finally speaking. You're healing, and healing out loud is one of the bravest things you can do in the world. Maybe you're listening to this and thinking, I've been there. Or maybe you've stayed quiet for years because the last time you spoke up, it backfired. I see you, and I want to give you something to hold on to. Every time you speak your truth, you reclaim a part of yourself that silence stole. Even if no one claps, even if people look away, even if you feel vulnerable the second you say it, do it anyway. Because that's your superpower. Let me ask you something. Who benefits when you stay quiet? Usually it's the people who don't want to be held accountable, the people who would rather protect the image than deal with the truth, the people who get to stay comfortable because you're carrying the discomfort for both of you. But you know who doesn't benefit? You. You lose your voice, you lose clarity, you lose connection, not just with others, but with yourself. So no, you don't owe your silence to anyone. Not out of guilt, not out of fear, and not out of obligation. You are allowed to free yourself. That's one of the reasons why I started this podcast. Not to be perfect, not to preach, but to say, me too. To say, you're not alone. To say, this is a space where your story can live without shame. Because this platform isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about getting honest and still choosing joy. Still choosing to stay happy, still choosing to move forward. You can carry truth and peace at the same time. You can honour your past and build a beautiful future. You can be soft, strong, scared and healing all in the same breath. So, if your truth ever made someone uncomfortable, let it. If your healing ever made someone uneasy, let it. You weren't put here to keep other people comfortable at the expense of your own growth. Speak anyway. Heal anyway. Keep going anyway. Because the people who matter won't flinch when you get honest. They'll lean in. They'll thank you. They'll say, I needed to hear that too. And those are your people. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this episode meant something to you, share it, post it, email me. My email address is on my YouTube page, JFR.PRODUCTIONS. You'll find it all there. I love hearing all your comments, hearing your stories and your truths. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for listening to the Stay Happy podcast. I hope today's episode gave you something to smile about, think about, or feel seen in. If it did, share it, tag me, and let someone else feel a little bit lighter too. This space is all about real life with a little JFR sparkle. Until next time, stay positive, keep talking, and of course, stay happy.